Hello everyone, this is Remlegs from 40k Theories, and welcome to the December 2024 edition of the Patreon Q&A sessions. As always, if you would like your questions answered, then click the link in the video description below and help support the channel by becoming a patron. Now, let's jump into the questions. Voice of the Emperor asks, are you a fan of Flashkit's animations regarding the Black Templars? Not particularly. It's just not my style of humour, I'm afraid. Sorry. Griffin of Might asks, what would you want out of a new Legacy of Kain game? You know, part of me just wants them to finish up and release Dead Sun, because I'm morbidly curious as to how that could have played out. Call me a sadist, call me a masochist, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Dead Sun. Fuck it. What would be your ideal Transformers video game? Transformers Devastation, which is already out, though it has been delisted from digital storefronts, so make sure you get a physical copy, and this just goes to prove that physical media is superior. How much fist could an Imperial fist if an Imperial could fist Imperial? 17. Brandon A asks, besides Grox, what other popular meats does the Imperium have? Well, I wouldn't necessarily say they are popular, but there's Amble, as per the regimental standard. There's Rat, as per Necromunda, which is often formed into burgers or chicken fried rat, as in like, you know, pieces of rat done like fried chicken, so you have like, you know, rat drumsticks, you know, and stuff like that. Corpse starch, that's made from human meat, you know, it's human flesh, technically, so that counts. And considering that horses are still a thing, I imagine someone eats horse. Yeah, rat, human, amble, and horse. There you go. Why hasn't the Great Horned Rat tried to enter the 40k universe? Why would he want to? Considering that all of his followers are in the Warhammer Fantasy Age of Sigmar universe, there's no reason for him to interact with the 40k universe. Could Tyrannid Hive fleets be lured into an ambush or kill zone by, say, a captured Broodlord or something that calls the fleets? Yes, and that's literally what Inquisitor Cryptman did in regards to Octarius, because he captured a bunch of Genestealers, shoved them into a Space Hulk, yeeted them into Octarius, and caused the Nids to move away from Imperial space and attack an Orc Empire. So yes, it can be done, because it has been done. Adorg asks, what problems do you think an Imperium Ascendant, i.e. a heresy-free Imperium, would have faced in the near future? As in an Imperium that never experienced a Horus heresy? I actually did a video on that topic many years ago, so I'll put a video card in the corner of the screen and you can check it out. Why did Solar Auxilia Void Armor disappear after the heresy? I have no idea. I don't think the fate of the Solar Auxilia has ever been explicitly stated. If I had to guess, and this is purely conjecture, so don't take this as canon, you know, take it with a pinch of salt and all that, you know, this is not canon, this is purely my theory crafting here. If I had to guess, I'd say that the Solar Auxiliar armor was effectively retrofitted into the Imperial Navy Breacher armor, and given to the Navy exclusively following the Imperial Army split into the Militarum and the Navy. So that's just my guess. I could be wrong though. It'll probably be eventually, you know, revealed in some capacity, but that's my best guess so far. And finally, Sigma Knight asks, you said that there are sanctioned variants of the Imperial cult that exist throughout the Imperium. Yes, I did. Would these variants often clash over different beliefs, and if so, how would the Ecclesiarchy handle it? Oh, I have no doubt that they would clash, but as to how the Ecclesiarchy would handle it, I suppose that depends on who's in charge of the local diocese. Because you might get one guy saying, nah, let them fight, let them determine, you know, which version of the faith is stronger, more pure, you know, the correct version of the faith. Whereas you might get another guy saying, nah, pack that shit in, lads. You know what I mean? So it would depend. Are there any mysteries in 40k that you think are better left unanswered? Oh, absolutely. All the details regarding the Lost Primarchs, the Lost Legions, the Dark Age of Technology, the War in Heaven, you know, the Necron Old One version, the Cybernetic Revolt, I think that should be left, you know, more or less in the dark. Yeah, there's loads that should be left in the dark, because the reason they should be left in the dark is, you know, whatever the official answer is going to be, it's never going to be as good as what we think up in our heads. It's always going to be very disappointing. So that's why some things should remain a mystery. Does the Emperor have or lack an understanding of humanity? I don't think he lacks an understanding of humanity. I think he understands it well enough to, at the very least, manipulate it. If what the other Perpetuals say is true, then the Emperor got very arrogant in his early days, so I believe he is a master manipulator, but I don't think he necessarily has... Well, let me put it this way. He doesn't lack humanity. What I think he lacks is empathy, which is an entirely different thing altogether. I think he understands humanity enough to manipulate it, as unpopular an opinion that may be. And that concludes this edition of the Patreon Q&A sessions. As always, if you would like your questions answered, then click the link in the video description below and help support the channel by becoming a patron. Until next time, this has been Remlace from 40k Theories. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. Bye bye!